conflict of freedoms that you need to know about right now. So come on in so we can talk about it and so I can let y'all know what's going on. Please, please, please come on in so we can talk about it. When you come on in, tell me your name, where you're from, and all that good stuff so I can say hello to you and we can get this party started. Okay, I just think y'all need to know about this ASAP. This is super important and this is happening around the globe. This is not just in our, in America. There's two cases. There's a black case and there's a white case, and I'm going to tell you about both of them, and both of them are relevant. Okay, they're super important. So hello, welcome everybody. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tanjanika. I am living alone abroad. I just did a YouTube video about it and it's doing, peace my love, it's doing very, very well on YouTube. Click the link in my bio on Instagram and go to my YouTube channel. It's called 40 Divorced No Children Living Alone Abroad, and it's doing very well. So if you want to know who I am and my story, go check that out. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into it because the juice is juicy. Okay, I'm drinking a cappuccino. The juice is juicy. Okay, the juice is juicy. Let me tell y'all. Okay, so two cases are happening right now in real time around the world. One happening in the United States and one happening in Britain, in the UK, right? Both democratic places that this is happening in. And this is very significant because I want to show you how you pull a little small thread and it's a slippery slope of how your fucking freedoms can get taken away from you just like that. Okay, so the first one, because I am, I'm a black woman, I'm going to start with the one for the culture. I think that's super relevant and super important. Okay, this one is this is for the culture. Okay, so here we go. Hey boo, hey. This is, I don't know if you don't listen to rap, I'm gonna do a backstory so you guys can understand the relevance of it all, and you can understand. I'm gonna give you the full story. I'm a journalist, so I'm trying to be objective. But if you hear so much name, or if you have questions, please put it in the chat and let me know what you think. Okay, so this is it. Meg The Stallion, last week, this week, whatever, she put out a song called Hiss, right? Hiss is a diss song to a lot of people that she's had problems with in the industry. Her backstory is she's a black woman. She was assaulted and her assailant is now in jail. That is the story, right? I don't care if you believe it, I don't know. The story is they went to trial, they went to court, they went to trial about it. He was found guilty. He is now in jail, okay? And he happens to be an artist and she's an artist, so he has fans and she has fans, and his fans have been attacking her, and it's a lot been going on with that situation. I'm just bringing you up to speed of what's happening because it's all relevant, right? Okay, so this week she put out a song called Hiss. The visuals are insane. The song is awesome, right? But that's not the point. The point is this: in the song, she has a line. The line says, "These hoes ain't mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's Law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start." That's what she said, right? Throughout the entire song, thank you for this. I was trying to catch up and figure out this mess. I got you, boo. That's who I am. I got you. I'm involved in the nonsense, so you don't have to be, okay? But this is not nonsense. This is more than nonsense. So when she dropped that bar, I'm gonna say it one more time. These hoes ain't mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Meg Law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start. Okay, that's what she said. Now her name is Megan The Stallion. So it was so many puns on that one line. Okay, her name is Megan. There's a law called Megan's Law. Megan's Law was named after a little girl, a little white girl named Megan, who was lured into a house by a predator, and the predator unalived her. Okay? This is factual. You can look this up. Her parents fought, right? They went to trial. The state that they're in tried to get him on the unalive penalty. They tried to unalive him, but their state got rid of that. So they no longer could unalive him. So he's spending life in prison for, she was 7 years old. Okay, I'm putting all this in context for you. She was 7 years old and this happened to her. Well, when Megan The Stallion, the artist, dropped the line in the diss song, a lot of people didn't know what Megan's Law was. They had no idea. So you had to look it up. You had to research. Like, what does that even mean, Megan's Law? Megan's Law says that if you are a predator, which that guy was who lured the 7-year-old into his house, you have to, it's a federal law. You have to identify yourself And you have to make it known within your radius. You have to make it known at the police station. You have to make it known in your county where you stay, in your state, that you are an identified predator and you're on this list for life or for how many years or whatever it is, right? So the people that she's beefing with, one of them happens to be another artist by the name of Nicki Minaj. Okay, this is this is relevant. I know it seems like tea and all this stuff, but it's all relevant. Stay with me. Stay with me. This is imperative because Nicki Minaj's husband is a convicted predator. I'm not a Barb. I'm not none of these people. I'm not a fan. I don't care about now. I'm telling you the facts of what's happening. Her husband has been convicted of a predatory act and he now has to register. Last year, he got in trouble for moving to, or like maybe last year, 2 years ago, he got in trouble for moving to California and not registering. So this was all in the news. All of this is a stain on her because she's a major artist in the industry and this affects her because this is her husband. Okay, so now her address has to be known because if you're an offender, your address has to be publicly known and you have to state in your area, people in your neighborhood have to know that you're a predator. This is impactful. Okay, and ladies, you need to know this when you get involved with somebody. Men too, like there are women predators out there too, but these are the things that you need to know because it can affect your life, right? It can affect your life. So I say all this, let's bring it back home. Let's bring it back home. Okay. So the line that she said, these hoes ain't mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's Law, pissed Nicki Minaj off. Because it struck a nerve. Not only is her husband a predator who has to register, her brother is in jail right now for predatory acts of the same magnitude. Of the same magnitude. So this hit Nicki Minaj at a core that created an immense downfall. She spiraled out of control. It was the most unhinged. My pride would never. Okay, my pride would never allow me to go online and let another woman know that she has bothered me to that effect. I just could not do it. But to each his own, right? Now keep this in context. Nicki Minaj is what, 41, and Megan Thee Stallion is 26, I believe. So there's a big age gap difference. There's a difference in stature, because Nicki Minaj has all this accolades. She is what is considered, according to awards, according to monetary value, according to statistics, one of the best, if not the best female rap artists out. So for her to spiral in such a way and respond to a artist who has a new, rising was very impactful to her career. I think it will be very impactful to her career. So anyway, the double entendre, not mad at Megan, they mad at Megan's Law. That was put in the song. And it had people in an uproar. This song is doing Cat Williams numbers. This is again for the culture. If you don't know, this song, it's 3 days in, and I think it's at 10 million views right now. Okay, the video is crazy. The visuals are crazy. I love it. I'm not gonna hold you. I love it. It's really nice. That's not the point. It's not the point. The point of the matter is now, Megan's parents are involved. The little girl. The 7-year-old little girl's parents have now made a statement about the song. Now this is crossing over. This is no longer the culture. I mean, everyone enjoyed this. When you're 10 million in, this is no longer just about us. People just fuck with the song. They like the song, right? I was thinking the same thing, the age difference aside. I really don't think Megan was directing it towards Nicki or her husband. Megan said not one word not one name in that song. She said not one name. She addressed everything without mentioning anyone. I think that is so skillful. Her vocabulary, her everything. And when you can mention legislation in a rap, this song, and have everyone going looking it up, I think you've done something. But that's not the point. I'm going to keep going, and then we'll talk about, it's the motorcycles for me. Okay, and then we'll talk about the ramifications of it. But Megan, the 7-year-old girl's parents, are now involved in this. And the father put out a statement. Number one, he said he has not heard the song. One of his other children came to him and told him about the song. He read the lyrics. He feels like the lyrics are disrespectful. He feels like the lyrics are disrespectful. And they are upset about it. There are people online that's saying that parents should sue the shit out of Megan Thee Stallion for bringing it up. Okay, you can see that. Nicole said he's reaching. Do you see the difference? Do you see the dynamic? This is what's happening right now. Now let's talk about facts. Let's talk about facts. Number one, there are millions, and when I say millions, there are millions of people who did not know what Megan's Law was, myself included. That's not my sphere. I do legislation education, but I do it within my realm, right? Cannabis legislation, I could eat that ass up and I know about it. Firearms legislation, I could eat that ass up. I know about it, right? Legislation within the state of Georgia, I'm very familiar with. There are things that I know and there are things that I do not know. Do you understand what I'm saying? I did not know about Megan's Law because I don't have nobody in my industry or in my cipher who has been convicted or any of that with that situation. So I wouldn't have known about that. But because she drew attention to it, she forced us to go research and go find out why this was diss, why it was in the diss song, and why this was irrelevant. This line, these hoes not mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's Law, I think will go down in history. This is a historical line, something. This is epic. I'm not even gonna hold. This is not my opinion. This is because of the numbers. This is because of the research. This is because of the people that are talking about the law now. This is because the parents are involved. This is because this is a federal law. There's a whole bunch of reasons why this is gonna go down in history as a very, very dynamic diss song and major line. Okay, now because her parents are involved, people are saying that they need to sue. Now, the fact that I'm talking about this is freedom of speech for several reasons. Number one, this is the equivalent to me. Now, I don't have children, but this is the equivalent to me of putting Amber Alert in a song. And there have been Amber Alert lines in plenty of songs. And Amber was a real person. Amber stands for American Management Broadcast Emergency Systems. Let me look. Let me make sure because I want to say it right. It stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response. It was created in reference to Amber Renee Hagerman, who was abducted and later unalived in 1996 in the state of Georgia. Amber Alert is a real thing, and people put that in their line all the time. People put Miranda rights in their line all the time. Miranda was a real human. He did what the fuck they said he did too, but he got off because they ain't read him. They named it after him because they didn't read him his rights. He ended up getting unalived in a bar later on some other stuff. Do you understand? Miranda is a real person, and people put that in their lines. Hey, boo, hey. So I knew the law is a public knowledge, but she wasn't being disrespectful. You can't sue her. She literally mentioned no names. She just put the line in there. So this is what I'm saying. This is what happens when you start to censor people. I want y'all to pay attention to what's happening. So we can't say Miranda rights no more. We can't say Amber Alert no more. We can't say... And people didn't even know about these laws, didn't even know about Megan's Law until she said something. Do you understand what I'm saying? Carbon Q in the building. Listen, I need y'all to pay attention to this case, okay? Because I want to pay attention to see where it goes. This is all, they're just talking right now. They put something in the media saying that they didn't like the song. Megan hasn't responded to nobody. It's just the way you handle things, ladies and gentlemen. I think this this whole thing will be studied at universities. I promise you. Today's society is so sensitive. I swear, I don't even want to. The sensitivity level is at all. It's on red. Okay. So this is a situation I need y'all to pay attention to because that lady didn't say anything. She didn't name not one name. And she said when she dropped the song, she said a hit dog will holler. And these motherfuckers hollering. They're howling. They're howling. Nicki Minaj has lost her goddamn mind. Okay? She put out a diss song that was absolutely nowhere near Nowhere near. Oh my God. The KD, the second one. I'm gonna keep going because there's a second case that y'all need to know about. But I need y'all to pay attention to this Megan Thee Stallion's song, and it's this because that Megan's Law situation is historical and it's gonna go down in history, and we're gonna see what the parents of Megan, the 7-year-old who was unalived, we're gonna see what they do about this because is this illegal right to can they sue her for what? This is a federal law that's real. She mentioned it in her song. This is not illegal what she did. She didn't say it in a disrespectful manner. She didn't it's almost like the entitlement to think that you can create something and then hold it to yourself and then dictate how someone else uses it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You put it out there for the world. You wanted it to be created a federal law. And now that it is, and people are using it and bringing awareness and attention to it, you don't like the way they did it. Who are you? You're the parent. You're the parent of the unalive child, and you're sensitive to the matter. Do you see? I'm a Libra. I see both sides of everything. I see both sides of everything. So this is a real situation. Second situation that's happening. I need y'all to know about this. And I am going to tread extremely lightly with the way that I talk about this second situation because of where I am. But I need y'all to immediately, following this live, go look it up because it needs to be, the word needs to be spread. There's a guy in Britain, UK, Democratic Society, both Democratic societies. You need to pay attention to this. I don't think sue for what exactly. We're gonna have to figure that out. So the second case, his name is Brendan Kavanaugh. Brendan, Brendan Kavanaugh. He is a pianist. He's been playing piano since the age of 3. He is good. He is good, baby. Do you hear me? He's good. He's in this plaza. It's like a mall, basically. It's a public place. It's an open place. He's playing piano. He's on YouTube Live. He's live streaming when he's playing the piano. He's having a good time. People are coming up to him. They're recording. They're clapping. They're having a good time. A group of 7 Chinese people come over to him. This is not an exaggeration. This is exactly what happened. You're watching it in real time. This is a live stream. So this is not an edited video that he uploaded. This is a live stream. You watch them in the background. They're singing along to him playing the piano. Then you see them come up to a guy that he's with and talk to the guy. The guy is explaining the situation. Then after Brendan finishes playing the piano, one of the girls in the group, this is important because one of the girls comes up to him and says, "Can you not record us? Can you not record us? Because we're here, we're already recording. They're recording. We're recording for a non-disclosed company." That's how she said it. Her English is, So she's like, "It's non-disclosable, so can you not record us?" He was like, "Pardon?" His British accent. It's like, "Pardon? What do you mean?" She said, "Can you not, this is our right. Can you not record us?" He's like, "What do you mean? This is a public place." He's like, "I was just playing the piano." So then 2 more Chinese people who are in the group of 7 come over to him and tell him, this is a guy talking. He's like, "This is our right. And we just ask politely that you don't record." He said, "Mate, this is a public place. You came over here to me. If you don't want me to record, just walk away." They was like, "No, this is our right, and you don't have the right to record us. We're asking you nicely." So then he says, Brendan says, "Wait, but we're not in China. Are you with China?" So they're with the Chinese New Year, and they're carrying Chinese flags with them. That's how he knew that they were from China. There were 2 different groups there. There was a Japanese television crew that was filming, and then there was a Chinese crew that was filming. So he thought all of them were together. The Japanese TV crew, he knew the guy that was over there filming for them. So he thought they were all together. So he was like, we're filming. This is a public place. You cannot, this is not communist China. He says it like this. He said it's not communist China. He's like, that's racist. That's what the Chinese guy says. So from there, downhill. From there down here. He's like, no, mate, I'm saying, don't you have flags in your hand? So he's pointing at a lady. The lady was like, this is our right. Another lady, this is our right. You cannot film us. And we're telling you we don't want to be filmed. He said, well, walk away. If you don't want to be filmed, walk away. They are standing there arguing with him. So the guy, so he was like, I'm saying, I mean, I'm just thinking, this is not China. This. So he points, so he's like, so the guy gets down. He's like, don't touch her. Don't touch her. Completely starts making a scene. You're not her age. When I say trying to make it way more than what it is, you literally see this happening in real time on live stream. And it was very similar to a Karen situation where they'll start something and then start crying and become the victim. Very similar to that. Very, 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 very similar to that. So he starts yelling, becoming obnoxious. And so the guy is like, Brendan steps back and he's offended. You know, British people, they be offended about, don't fucking yell at them. Don't fucking yell at them. And he said, so the Chinese guy's like, are you going to apologize to her? He's like, mate, are you going to apologize to me? You just yelled at me. I'm telling y'all word for word what's happening, right? So by this time, somebody had called the police. So in the background, you see two police officers walk up. So Brendan's still calm. Brendan's with the shit. He don't give a damn because they bothering him. He was over playing the piano, minding his business. So he is standing his ground. And I was here for it. Brendan was like, I ain't going nowhere because his friend was like, just let it go. He's like, no, mate. I'm not doing anything. The two cops come up. First cop is a white guy. White cop guy comes over and the Chinese run up to him and say, we asked him not to film and he's filming us. And so the white cop guy says, this is a public place. That's the first thing he says out of his mouth. He's like, this is a public place. This is a public place. You cannot tell them what to do in a public place. Here, like basically here in the UK, we have laws. In a public place, you cannot tell somebody not to film. Second cop is a white lady. He's a white lady. They separate the two groups. Brendan stays over here by the piano. The Chinese group goes over and talks to the two cops. They apparently tell them that Brendan assaulted the woman and that he's being racist. That's what they tell them. The white lady cop comes over to Brendan and says, can you come have a private conversation to me? He says, Kara, no. Apparently he knows Kara. He knows her name and everything. So she's like, come have a conversation with me in private. He says, no, I need my camera guy here. She said, my camera's on. You don't have to worry about that. He's like, no, if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm going to stand right here and my camera guy is going to film. My camera person is a woman. My camera person is going to film and we're going to have a conversation right here. She said, I know this is going to go on your YouTube channel and I don't want this to go on your YouTube channel. And she said, apparently they're saying that you have been racist. He said, what? He said, no, that's not what happened. He said, they're holding Chinese flags. I said, we're not in China. That's what I told. She said, you can't say that. He said, well, we're not in China, though. Do you see how fucking ludicrous things have gotten? You can't even state facts. They are currently in the United Kingdom, Britain. He told them we are not in China, which they weren't. But Kara, the officer, says you can't say that. She said, well, what about reaching? Were you reaching? Were you touching? He said, no, I did not reach. He said, that's exactly why I have my camera here. He said, my camera is protecting me. That's exactly why I've been filming this whole time, because it would have been my word against theirs. So he said, so she says, okay, well, she said, so Kara, the white lady cop, is completely trying to be on their side. The way you're hearing her speak is like, you can't say this and you can't say that. And instead of saying hard stop, what the law is. What is the law, Kara? The law is, if you're in a public place in a democratic society, especially one of in the UK or Britain, I can film. Hard stop. No, she's saying, no, we don't want to. She's literally tiptoeing the line. She's like, I don't want to, she don't want to offend them. She is literally trying to figure out. So finally, they're going back and forth. So Brandon is like, you should go tell them. She's like, I'm not telling them anything that you want me to tell them. I'm not telling them anything. I'm going to handle this myself. And he said, okay, fine. So she walks away. He was like, you should tell them we not in China. This is a true video. You gotta go watch it, y'all. You gotta go watch it. So she goes back over there. When I tell you the two cops are over there for at least another 10 minutes. Brandon then start playing again on the piano. They are literally trying to appease this group that came over to harass this man. Good morning. Harass this man in hit where he was minding his business. What they wanted him to do was erase all of his footage. They wanted him to erase it right then in front of them. So that's what they were demanding the cops to demand him to do. Can y'all imagine a white guy, a black guy going over to China and a Chinese man is playing the piano and a group of 8 white guys or 8 white people or 8 black people go tell him what to do in his country? Can you fathom it? Can you even think? Can you even picture it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They ain't even, you better be seen and not heard over there. You better not say nothing. Do you hear me? You better not say nothing. So the fact that they were so audacious to demand that he erase his footage in real time, and he said, that's exactly why I'm recording, because it would have been my word against all 7 of theirs. That's what's going to happen. Fast forward. I told y'all exactly what happened. Y'all can go watch the video because I'm not exaggerating. This is exactly what happened. Fast forward. There has been a propaganda campaign against this man. There has been a whole smear. I'm talking about Chinese bots. I'm talking about people. The Chinese community have stood up. They stand on business. They don't give a damn right, wrong, and different. We gonna ride. We gonna ride, and they riding for them 7. They riding for them 7. They have reported the video. It is being threatened to be taken down. It has been threatened to be taken down. He's like, please go download the video, because if they take it down, there's 3 strikes against him on YouTube. So they're threatening to take the video down. They have reported it. The girl who first came over there to him, she has a case against her in China for recording somebody. She's apparently an influencer. She has a case against her right now in China for fucking with somebody the way she's fucking with this man. They didn't think any of this was going to get out. They wanted him to erase the footage. Over 10 million people have viewed the footage. Over 10 million people. On the live stream, he had 700 people. On the live stream, he had 700 people. By the time he got off, it was like 900. Over 10 million people have viewed this video right now, and it is being shared all over the world. His name is Brandon Kavanaugh. And you'll put in CCP, Brandon UK, piano, all of it will come up. Now, his name is Brandon, Brendan, Brandon Kavanaugh. Go on YouTube and watch it before the video was taken down. Download the video. This is exactly what happens when freedom of speech is threatened. Now they're trying to sue him. There's a lawsuit against him. This is how big it has gotten. He said, I just wanted to let it go. I didn't even, but now they didn't came after me, said they put up their own video in China. They done blurred out his face and dropped his voice so he sounds like a predator. The way they manipulated the video footage. It is so much. It's weird what's transpiring, and it's the audacity of it all for you to come into another person's country when yours is, you couldn't even imagine doing some shit like this. You would have been in Chinese prison if you raised your voice at a Chinese person in China. You would have been in prison. Not jail, prison. Serving time. Do you hear me? Serving time if you even thought of doing something there. So the audacity of them to come over into a democratic society and do that, and then the commotion, The commotion that has come since then, that man is being sued. That man's videos have been restricted. They're taking his videos down. He's being monitored on YouTube. He's been on Piers Morgan. He's had to do a whole press campaign for it. I'm not telling you this for no reason. This is a big deal. This is a big story. And it's happening right now as we speak in the United Kingdom. And it is huge because it's the audacity of it all. And once you pull on this little string, and then they corned off the piano. The piano is a big deal. Let me tell you why the piano is a fucking big deal. The piano is a big deal because who donated the piano to the plaza, to the public? Sir Elton John. Sir Elton John. I'm talking about Knighted. Sir Elton John donated the piano to the plaza so people could publicly play it. He put his signature on it and everything. Do you know they closed off the piano so nobody could play it no more? You allowed these 7 individuals who are not from this country to come in here and dictate all and ruckus. Knocked all this shit over. Do you hear me? Stop the whole party. Stop the whole party. I'm not telling you this for no reason. This is how it is. And I've seen it happen. I have seen Chinese people take over Jamaica. Take it over. They are landowners. It's Jamaicans who don't own land. And they have it's 3rd and 4th generation Chinese people in Jamaica now that it took over. I've seen what it can do. And this is what happens with open borders. I'm bringing it all home. This is what happens with open borders in the United States. This is what happens when you let freedom of speech get taken away. This is what happens when you let freedom of your 2A rights get taken away. All of this is it. This is it. I'm not being animated for a reason. I promise you. This is exactly how it happens. And I want you guys to pay attention. I want you guys to go watch that video. If you think I'm lying, go watch it with your own 2 eyes. Share it. Brandon Kavanaugh. Go watch the video or listen to the song Hiss, Hiss by Megan Thee Stallion. And listen for that line, Megan's Law. And then go Google Megan's Law. And then go Google what's happening afterwards with her parents, the 7-year-old Megan, who was unalived by the predator. Go pay attention to what the fuck is happening. Prime Minister of Jamaica is under fire, giving away public beaches to corporations. Corrupt. I mean, I just don't. I can't even. My blood boil. I can't even, because it would never happen over there with them. They would never allow it. Never allow. I'm in Indonesia. I love it here because they won't allow me to own land unless I'm tethered to an Indonesian person. I have to be tied. I have to, for life. I'm talking about I have to choose wisely. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can't just willy-nilly make this decision. I cannot own land here by myself. I cannot come over here and buy land. I have to go through them. I have to do their rituals and their traditions and their culture. And I have to respect the law. And I have to respect the rice fields. And I have to respect. I looked into it. I'm not just over here. The fuck? I'm trying to build a life for myself. And I've looked into what it. And I respect it. Because it's theirs. It's their right. And if everyone chose to be like that, if everyone had that same mindset, imagine where we would be. Imagine where we would be, is all I'm saying. So I just wanted to tell y'all about those 2 cases, freedom of speech and the conflict that it is currently, this is happening in real time, okay? Many countries want to allow ownership of land by foreigners, as they shouldn't. Because as soon as you see what happened, you see what we did, the United States is go take stuff and change. We want you to be a democracy. Whole time we barely won. The fuck? Look, how outrageous. How hypocritical. Which is why whatever. That's a whole nother subject for another day. But I just want to tell y'all about these 2 cases of what's happening. And I want y'all to pay attention to the outcomes of it. And I'll keep you guys up to date and up to speed of what's happening. But there's 2 of them. Brandon Kavanaugh, he's in the UK. Go look him up before they take that video down. It's super important. It's super imperative. He was playing the piano. He was minding his business. Group of 7 Chinese people came over there and said, don't film me. Well, walk the fuck away and we won't film you. No, they caused that whole commotion. Shut the whole party down. Nobody can play the piano no more. Megan Thee Stallion say these hoes ain't mad at Megan, these hoes mad at Megan's Law. Megan's Law affected one particular artist. Her husband is Megan's Law says that if you are a SA predator, you have to register, and you have to, it's a federal law, you have to register, and you have to make sure that you tell your neighbors, you tell everybody, you have to be on a public registry, your address has to be on a public registry, and her brother is in jail for SA right now. That affected her specifically. But now Megan's Law was about a real person named Megan, who was a 7-year-old child who was unalived by a predator, and now Megan, the 7-year-old's parents, are in a tizzy, and they are seeking legal action against Megan Thee Stallion, the artist. Do you understand what happens? Do you understand? So now this is going to set a precedence if this goes through, because number one, she didn't say anything specifically derogatory about the child, or she just mentioned the law. And if that's the case, we will no longer be able to mention Miranda's rights. We will no longer be able to mention Amber Alert. We will no longer be able to mention other laws that have been open, or, and free range for anyone else to rhyme and say whatever they want to say in their raps and their rhymes. This is going to set a precedence. So freedom of speech is really on the line right now. I really need y'all to pay attention to this. Oh, the little white girl who got unalived by another white man? Exactly. It didn't even have, Megan Thee Stallion just brought attention to it. And because she did that, the 7-year-old girl, and I am sympathetic, because he's like, you bringing all this attention to it, and this is a very touchy subject for us. Our child is no longer with us, and then we have to still live with the fact that this guy is in prison. He was not unalived because they changed the laws and he wasn't allowed to. I get the whole situation. I'm just letting y'all know what precedence this will set if they make her take the song down, if they sue her and win. And this is serious, and your freedom of speech is on the line. So I just wanted y'all to know, if you are just getting here, run this back, watch it over. I went through the whole thing, okay? If this happens over Mez Rap, this can affect other rappers and hip hop as a whole. This is not just hip hop. This is country. This is rock. This is amapiano. This is all genres of music. People are not in poetry. People are not going to be able to just say what the hell they want to say. And what is the point of freedom of speech? What is the point of me allegedly fighting for this country so that you can have freedom of speech, for it to be taken away and people can't say what the hell they want to say? Do you know how many people I don't agree with? You know how many people say egregious things that I'd be like, how did you come up with that? Who am I to stop them from being able to say it? Because I dare you to stop me from saying what I want to say. Do you understand? You have to be a reasonable and prudent adult when it comes to these type of things. If not, it's a slippery slope for everybody. For everybody. That's why I don't ever, it's so many gun situations. There's so many people that have been victims of gun violence, and I feel so bad for them. But I would never go on record saying that I think 2A should be abolished. That is a slippery slope. I am a law-abiding citizen. I should not be held accountable for someone who isn't. You have to put things in perspective like that. And when you do it unemotionally and an intelligent manner, because when emotions are involved and you don't have the intelligence to look up stuff and look at it from an objective point of view, this is what happens. This is where we are. This is what this is what happens. And that man, Brendan Kavanaugh, has been getting unalived threats from Chinese people that he should take very, 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 very seriously. Do you understand? This is not even just this is bigger than just him playing the piano. When he was minding his business, people are threatening him for bringing attention to this. People are upset that he is making China look bad. I'm just saying. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm just saying. So, go take a look at both these situations. And thank you, Carbon Q. Carbon Q just posted the lyrics of his. So, hey, boo, hey, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching. If you're just getting here, please run this video back so you can know what's going on and how the two freedom of speech issues and cases that I was talking about, and how it's going to affect things globally, especially in democratic societies, and how other people can affect your country. So I want you guys to pay attention to that. But that's all I got for today. I'm going to enjoy the sun. I'm about to go. I didn't really sleep last night. When I tell you this case had me in a chokehold. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. because I was just watching videos of him. Like, Brandon was like, I need legal help. I need somebody to tell me what I should do. And it's wild. The fact that his video is gonna get taken down when he didn't even do nothing. The fact that it's being reported. I had to, y'all know, once I go down a rabbit hole, I'll be there. I'll be wanting to know all the juice because I want to be able to tell y'all everything that happened. So go check it out. My tan is amazing. Thank you, y'all. When I tell you my skin, I use black soap. This is a whole nother other thing, but I use black soap, and black soap is really harsh. It's not harsh, but it's like a detox soap. It's really good for cleansing your skin and stuff. But I use black soap, and their water is harsh, so it's a harsh soap on top of harsh water. And my first layer of skin is like super affected, and I'm like dealing with that. So that's the whole thing. So thank you for noticing my tan, and thank you for saying my skin looks good because I feel really bad right now. I'm about to go cry in the car or something. I don't know. Black soap is everything, and I used it forever, but you can't use it all the time. So now I'm trying to treat my face and figure it out. But I love y'all. Thank you, Carbon Q. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love y'all so much. Have the most amazing day, and I will see you back here next time on Tactical Tangerine.